Hi everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and tonight you are watching me on Bowdabra. I am live on Bowdabra each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. As you come in, if you're watching the replay, do me a favor and let me know. But Alex is behind the camera tonight recording, so be sure to thank her. We're going to be creating a lot of spring and summer bows. Spring is still here, depending on where some of you guys live. I know some of you still have snow, and others have like 110-degree heat. So we're kind of in between. It's cooler at nights, but it definitely gets hot during the day, and the humidity is no joke. So let's get started.
Hi everyone.
So we have our two Bowdabras here. We have our large to the left of me, and then the mini to the right. The mini is great for smaller detailed bows, finer detailed bows, non-wired ribbon. You could use wired ribbon. You're just not able to create massive bows. So if you're, a hair bow type of gal or guy, you could use that. This one is definitely for wreath makers, for garland makers, swag makers, you name it. This is the one I use to create our bows here in Bowdabra. So I am going to share this video. Let's see. How's everyone
Pam.
doing? Hey, Kim.
Hi Melissa. Hi Bonnie.
So how many of you guys have seen us here on Bowdabra before? Pam has shared. Thank you, Pam. Hey, Bonnie. We're going to cut a length of wire. This is our Bowdabra wire. It comes in either silver or gold. We're using the silver today. And I prefer silver over gold any day. I feel like for 90% of circumstances. How do you feel, Alex? Do you prefer gold?
I used to be a silver girl
I
for
think you're
everything,
switching it up.
and I'm starting to like gold a lot more, but I still do love silver. I like them both.
Yeah,
It depends.
I mean, I do too. Nothing is like red and gold for Christmas, but for year round, silver is the way to go. So we're going to let's use the rest of this ribbon. So hopefully soon we will have the Bowdabras in stock. We're still waiting, but we're going to be using a ribbon you can find down below. So we're going to use a few of our ribbons from nickseasonaldecor.com, but a few other ribbons, this one included, and the Bowdabras for the time being, you can find through our affiliate link in the comments section. We're going to use up this ribbon.
Hi Lynn. Hi Edna.
Welcome, you guys. So one quick note, too, is, every roll of ribbon is different, and sometimes the way they manufacture it, what happens when it rolls up on the spool is it'll crease over. Can you see that? And sometimes it's an easy fix. Like today, I feel like this is just going to go back to being curled up. You see how it's bent over the edge? So sometimes that happens. Of course, if we had the choice to make sure that every roll didn't do that, we would. But this roll just seems like about halfway through that's what's happening. We're going to take this ribbon. We cut a length of tails. We're going to place it on either side. These lengths of tails are about 24 inches on either side, give or take.
Hi Pamela. She'd love to win tonight.
Yes, and if you're wondering what she's talking about, Bowdabra does give away a free roll of ribbon each and every Monday that we're live, so all you have to do is just let us know.
Hi Dawn. Hi Joan.
What are you guys up to today? Anything fun? I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Steven was away, Bella was away, and me and Alex were working. So we had fun, though. We always can have fun. So this is all the ribbon I have left. So I'm going to show you guys what you can do. So we're going to come back in with two smaller loops, like that. And can we finish it off with a button loop? We sure can try.
Jeannie would love to win tonight. Hi Renee.
Hey Renee, and we'll see how that turns out. So then we're going to just pull our wires through. We folded that wire in half so that we created a slip knot, and now when you pull it through, you have something partially tied off. It's not fully tied off, so what we have to do is make sure that we take those wires, pull them really, really tight, flip our bow over, and tie it from behind. So I like to tie it 2 or 3 times to make sure it's not going anywhere. Joan would love to win. Yeah, this is a very pretty ribbon.
Denise says hello to my favorite bow expert.
Hey Denise, nice to see you. So for this bow, you can fluff it by pulling them apart. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to open them up so they're a little bit more 3D. And here's an example of a button loop being smaller. They don't have to be, large or stately by any means. And this is what we're able to do using just a little leftover ribbon. So if you have partial rolls, use them up. Take your tails, fold them over, and cut from the middle out towards the wired edge at an angle.
Robin says pretty bow and ribbon.
Thank you, Robin. So that finished up this roll of ribbon. Hey, Elda. Okay. So then what I do is I cut my wires off. So the reason we cut them off is because we do send the pictures over to Bowdabra, and You'll see them on their Facebook channel and their Instagram and their other social media, but I always like to make sure the bows are nice and pretty and the wires aren't visible. So now we're going to switch over and use two of our ribbons. So we actually haven't used any of our ribbons in a couple months now, Alex. So these ones I had to use. We used them the other night live, and I think this is one of the best combos for summer. It screams Bumblebee to me, and we actually use it in a couple Bumblebee designs. And we're going to just show you guys how to make a pretty bow out of it. So we're going to cut a length of wire, place it in the slit up top.
Diane says, ribbon, please. Hi, Donna. She's watching from Australia.
From Queensland, Australia. Welcome. Okay, so for this bow, should we do... Well, we have enough ribbon to do a couple of things. So I want to show you a funky bow with this because it's really pretty. So this is our Swiss dot, the black and white Swiss dot. We're going to just create a loop about 4.5 inches to 5 inches, and tails about 6 inches. Once you do that, place it into your Bowdabra. You're going to have your loop on one side and your two tails on the other side. Jackie says, love to win, that I could make bows as beautiful as Nick's. Jackie, you absolutely can make bows like mine. All of you guys can, whether you're a beginner, whether you're advanced. You know, the biggest tip I can give you, and I say it, how often do I say this, Alex, is to not overthink it.
A lot.
And the reason I say it comes from personal experience. Everything I've taught, and we've taught a lot of tutorials over the years, but everything I've taught you guys comes from experience. Why tell you guys something that's wrong when eventually you're going to have to figure that out on yourself, right? By yourself. So these are things that I've learned over the years, and one thing I struggled with bow making was overthinking it. So the less you think, the more pleased you will be with the outcome. So we're going to repeat that process, coming back in with the black now. Notice that I'm alternating it. So since we had our last loop here, we came back in with our next loop on the other side.
Hi, Peggy.
Hey,
Hi,
Peggy.
Robin.
Robin's from Maryland. Shirley's from Sanford, North Carolina. All right, our next one. And we could stop at 2 each. Should we stop here or do one more?
Let's do one more.
Let's do one more. Alex says one more. Hey, Edna, nice to see you. So coming back in with our third. Cut your tails.
Sandra's watching from North Carolina.
Yes, let us know where you're from. And don't forget, both Bowdabra as well as Nick's Seasonal Decor have our free community groups. So you can join the Bowdabra Fan Gallery and the Nick's Seasonal Decor Crafting Community. Bowdabra has shared their link down below. Both are great resources for additional information.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe. So now that we have 3 loops of each in place, we can take our wires, pull them to the middle, and tie them off. So how many of you guys have seen me here on Bowdabra before? Do you guys enjoy watching these? Of course, we teach hand bows as well, but I know lots of people struggle with making hand bows, right? With arthritis and carpal tunnel, or they just struggle holding the ribbons. You know, the Bowdabra is a great tool because it acts like a third hand. It holds everything in place, and you can use it to hold your mesh and other products too. So we're going to dovetail now. Not even going to fluff for the time being. We're just going to focus on dovetailing.
Hi, Barbara.
Hey, Barbara.
Carol loves these ribbons.
Right? Isn't this a pretty combo? We got to do, maybe we'll do the red one next week. I have the red behind me.
Hi, Rosie. It's her first time watching.
Welcome, Rosie. I think Dad did a good job with these ribbons, didn't he?
Yeah, they're really pretty.
So
Cindy says she's never seen Bowdabra before.
Awesome. Well, welcome. So let's dovetail these.
Barbara enjoys learning from you.
Thank you, Barbara.
Denise says you are the bow whisperer.
The bow whisperer.
And Shirley says, love all that you and your family do.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you.
Yes, let's hear it for Alex, you guys. Doesn't Alex do a great job? And Alex, pretty soon will be your 1-year anniversary here at Nick's Seasonal Decor. Isn't that crazy?
Know.
Almost 1 year.
So crazy.
Wow. Almost 1 year here at the warehouse, you guys, and almost 1 year having Alex.
Flies by.
Were you with us before we had the warehouse? Just before. Maybe a month before, I think. August. So right around that time.
Yeah.
Wow. Time flies.
Rosie asked, do you have text alerts when you go live?
We do. So we have them for our personal business, not personal page, but our business page, Nick's Seasonal Decor. We don't have the text alerts for Bowdabra, but we haven't been sending out many texts at all lately. I hate sending out too many texts. I mean, if I could, we have so much information that I could send 5 million texts a day. But I know not everybody wants 5 million texts a day. So we got to really pick and choose the texts we send nowadays.
Thank you, everyone. You're so sweet. Pamela says that is a hockey bow for the Penguins and Bruins. Love
yes. Oop, I missed one. Don't let Dad see.
Pat loves the bow.
Thank you, Pat. So Dad and Yaya were here this morning. Then we picked up a pizza, which wasn't good at all. We tried. Then they left. Yaya did some cleanup and organizing. Well, to her it's organizing. To us it makes it difficult. But there's that bow. How pretty did that turn out? And we always fluff them a little bit extra for pictures for Bowdabra, but I don't like to spend too much time fluffing, but I think that looks beautiful as is, right? What do you think?
Yeah, Diane loves the polka dots. Marie loves it. Maxine loves it.
Thank you, guys. So there is our Swiss dot bow. So was this in a kit? I think that was in a kit, a bumblebee kit. So now let's switch over to a Sam's Club ribbon. Cut a length of wire.
Pam is loving that bow.
Thank you, Pam. How many of you guys have purchased ribbon from Sam's Club? I know lots of you guys don't have Sam's Club close to you. We haven't actually made the trip in 2 years. I'm probably still paying for the membership, but I don't think we've made the trip for 2 years. We got to head up there, see what they've got. Not like we don't have enough ribbons. We've been giving away so many because I go overboard. So for this bow, what we're going to do is traditional. So this ribbon reminds me of summer because it looks like watermelon. It's got that fuchsia and that lime green. I think that's the perfect color combo for summer. So we're going to cut some really nice long tails. These tails are about 28 inches or so on either side. Place them on the slit up top. Rosie asked where we located. So we live in Massachusetts, but our workshop and warehouse is here in New Hampshire. So the Northeast.
Pat, Denise, Bonnie, they've all gotten ribbon from Sam's
Club. Yeah, I wonder what styles they had this year. I don't know if my store would still have it. You know, they only release it for spring, and then they release it for winter.
Alex says they just restocked the spring ribbon.
Oh, they restocked it.
And Linda recently just bought some.
Oh, we should go check it out. Maybe that's what we'll do this week. We'll see. Maybe next week. We actually head to Illinois in a couple of days. Thursday we actually leave, and we will be back Saturday evening. So Illinois is an hour time difference. They're central, yes, and we're eastern.
Barbara says it does look like watermelon, but Christmassy too.
It could be Christmassy. I think it could be a whimsical Christmas, right? We're going to definitely work on some of those this year. I think whimsical Christmas would be really pretty. Denise bought some ribbon over the weekend. Wow, I didn't know they restocked. So crazy thing, you guys, is when I first started in this business, I remember everybody was complaining that Sam's Club didn't have their spring ribbon anymore. They discontinued it. So for the first, I don't know, they only brought that back a couple years ago once they saw how big the wreathing community really got. But, you know, for years I didn't even know that they had spring ribbon. So now they brought it back, which is really nice.
Hi, Carlin from New Orleans.
Welcome, Carlin. We love New Orleans. We were there for a Wreath convention 3 years ago. 3 years ago, yeah. I was freshly 21.
Yeah.
We spent my 21st in New Orleans. And New Orleans was fun.
Hi, Jenny. She's watching from South Dakota and would love to win.
From South Dakota.
Suzanne says she needs to start practicing.
Yes, practicing with bows really helps you guys. Practice with anything helps. It's not like it's either you got it or you don't. You know, that's not how bow making is. It definitely takes some time to get the hang of it and to kind of get used to holding ribbons. And once you do that, you can make bows blindfolded. Seriously, I've done it. You can too.
Hi, Dory Lynn.
Hey, Dory. There we have a pretty traditional bow. Is that pretty?
So pretty.
So you could stick a watermelon sign. We got some watermelon signs in stock. I think that would be pretty. Maybe we'll do that next week. What do you guys think? Hands up. Maybe we'll do a watermelon wreath here on Bowdabra. Now we'll come back in with another length of wire. So Rosie's from Massachusetts. Yes, not too many crafters in Massachusetts. I would love for that to change. We definitely have a lot of crafters in other states, especially our southern followers. So we're going to switch over and make our wreath. So for today's wreath, I thought we would keep it monochromatic and keep it kind of white and cream. So we're going to cut a length of this ivory ribbon. This came from us, and this is just one of our canvas ribbons.
Teresa loves the big loopy bow.
Right? Wasn't that pretty? Then we're going to add some loops to it.
Melissa says, Nick, you don't send a lot of texts, but lately I seem to be at Hobby Lobby every time you do.
I know. Well, I used to always be there, didn't I?
Always.
Always. Where are you? You don't even need to ask me that. What time are you leaving? All right, so we're going to do another traditional bow. This one's just going to be a little bit smaller and a few less loops. I don't want this to be too loopy. We're going to have some pretty flowers worked into this wreath. Hey, Adeline from Ireland. What a beautiful name. I would love to visit Ireland. That's on my bucket list. I think it would be a lot of fun. So that's 3 loops on either side. Let's do 1 or 2 more. That's 4. Let's do 4 on that side. And that's all the ribbon we have left.
Alex says, I've never used the wire on the Bowdabra. What is the difference with the chenille ties?
What is the difference? There is really no difference. It's just that you get a lot of wire on this. This wire is a little bit thinner where you can't see it as much. It's very sturdy with the coating it has on the outside, but in regards to the difference, I wouldn't say there's a big difference between wires and pipe cleaners. You could also be using florist wire or rope or another piece of ribbon, but this wire does come in silver and gold, 100-yard spool, but it does last a really long time. So I'm always looking for extra pipe cleaners here in my shop before I head to the warehouse and take some more, because I always forget to remove them, and Alex yells at me, but you know, it's just a different option, and I guess a pro too would be you can cut it however long you need, right? Sometimes pipe cleaners can be a little bit short, but I also do love pipe cleaners as well. So, oop, that would have been bad, right? We could have just added another wire, but...
Jackie says, when my bows don't look too good, I fluff some more.
Fluff, 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 that's right. And as you guys know, at Christmas time, well, we do tons of content for Christmas, but at Christmas time, I always say that whenever I decorate a Christmas tree, it's never done until I take it down, because we constantly fluff it. Every time I walk by it, if I'm sitting in the room, I'll go up and I'll fluff it and adjust it. We can always be adjusting our ribbons.
Hi, Sue from Australia.
Hey, Sue. Lots of Australia in the house tonight. It must be early for you guys, or late. It must be really late.
Yeah, I think it's late there. Teresa says, pick me.
Yes, let us know, you guys, if you want a free roll of ribbon.
Hi, Terry from Texas.
So here, right here, you guys, you see that? I always tell you to leave a little bit of an overhang. That's a little excessive, you know. If you really tied it on, you can trim up those wires later on. You should be able to pull your loops apart and fluff them without kind of pulling them out too much. You know, if you yank on it, you can adjust it, but we should always be able to pull on our loops firmly without ruining them or losing them.
Hi, Victoria from California.
Hey, Victoria. Alex was lucky enough to visit California twice. I would love to visit California one of these days.
One day.
One of these days. So we have some of these white flowers. We're going to snip these off and work them in. I think this is going to be the perfect simple wreath. This would work for wedding decor. This would work as just a generic gift. You know, you might not know what everybody's favorite color is or what their home style is, but something like this matches all home decor. You know, even if you're a whimsical lover, something like this is just classic. So I'll break this apart. Let's use all of it.
Hey, Dad. I see Dad in the morning.
Everybody say hi to Dad. Dad's coming with us Thursday. And Dad is a big shopper. So everybody comment down below. Say, Dad, keep it under control with shopping. Actually, Dad's going to hold me back this time, I feel like.
Hi, Lynn. She'd love to win.
Hey, Lynn. Okay, we'll place a piece there. So I broke down this whole bush. We're not going to be working in any additional greenery or any additional flowers. So it goes to show, you know, these 14-inch grapevines are $5.75. We're using maybe a $5 bush. Actually, less than that, I think. A $4 bush, couple dollars worth of ribbon, and there you have a great gift without breaking the bank. And, you can tell your friend or family member, whoever you decide to give it to, that it's homemade. And for all they know, it could be a $100 wreath, right?
Yeah. John says nice flowers.
Place a piece there.
Taryn says first time watching from Florida. She wants to win.
Well, welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Rosie wants to know what days you go live.
Ooh, Rosie, that's a tough question. So, like I said earlier, we always send a text when we go live at least, but we don't have a set schedule by any means. The only set schedule is date night in the Wreath community, and that always happens directly after Bowdabra. That's the only set thing that we have planned, along with Bowdabra every Monday night. So that's 2 guarantees. Everything else throughout the week is all up for grabs. We never know exactly when we're going to be on and what we're going to be creating. Usually when I design, it's a bunch of stuff that's around me or things that I just grab in the warehouse and we make work. So when it comes to designing, you guys, have fun with it. Throw things together. You can really surprise yourself with how designs will turn out. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse, right? And look at that.
Hi, Brenda. She loves the wreath and the flowers.
Hey, Brenda. That turn out pretty?
Maxine loves the simplicity of the wreath.
Very simple. Let's see. Hey, Pam. Pam says wreath is looking beautiful. Thank you. So let's dovetail these tails real quick. We have enough time for a couple more bows, I feel like. So we'll dovetail this. We'll dovetail this. But yeah, show some love if you think that wreath turned out pretty. I mean, we're looking at less than $10 for a wreath, right? Not every wreath has to break the bank. I love that. And I've been loving just doing that with my tails too. So sometimes we get that question asked here on Bowdabra, how do you fluff your which way is it even supposed to go? That looks good to me. How do you fluff your tails? Sometimes it's just that. Just run your fingers through it, get the creases and kinks out, and you'll have that kind of natural flow to it. So there is our wreath. Let's switch gears and do a double ribbon bow now.
Hi, Lori.
Hey, Lori. So this could work for Christmas. This could work for, again, summer. Just a red and yellow, red and green color combo. So usually I really put definitive answers or seasons or holidays on ribbons. If there's print on it, that kind of matches what it is, right? So if there's pumpkins on it, fall or Halloween. But for something like this, it's multi-seasonal and holiday because, there's no Santa head on this. There's nothing that really defines what it is. So we're going to cut a length of red.
Tracy says pretty wreath. Linda loves it. Suzanne says absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Joan. Joan says pretty wreath. We're going to cut a length of green. So I cut a length of the red about 16 inches on either side. The green, let's cut smaller. So just a little piece. We're going to start with our red tail. Place it inside. Come back in with our green. Place that inside. Then what we can do is come back in with the red.
We have Larissa from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Ooh, Corpus Christi. I would love to visit one of these days. And who knows, we might, right?
Might.
We will be in Dallas, which is still a long ways away from Corpus Christi, in a couple of weeks. I don't know exactly when. People ask me when, and I'm always like, I don't know. It's just when Alex tells me.
Soon.
When Alex tells me to pack my bags, you guys, that's when I know.
I know. He's a last minute packer.
I am. I take the 3 shirts that I own, I pack them up. All right, so we did 2 loops on either side of the red. Now we're going to do 2 loops of on either side of the green. The green is going to be a tad bit smaller. So the red is about 4.5 inches. Let's make the green about 3.5 or so. There's 2. We need 4, so that's 3. 1 more of the green. And notice too that I rotate my Bowdabra. So every designer is different. And that's why I recommend watching, a bunch of designers to see what clicks best for you. So if the way I hold my Bowdabra doesn't work for you, definitely check out Sandy, the creator of the Bowdabra. Watch her lives. She'll be able to show you it in a different way. And that goes true for every single tool that we have in our shop. So now we're going to finish up with our button loop.
Eva says, when I'm making wreaths, people ask if I took classes. No, I'm watching Nick.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me know if I've inspired you to make a wreath before. You know, there's no greater feeling. You know, that's why I do what I do, is to inspire you guys and teach you guys and hopefully show you a different way or a different light on creating things.
Taryn asked, if the ribbon is colored on both sides, do you still twist the ribbon?
Yes, so I've gotten into the habit of doing that, and it's a good habit to get into because most ribbons, you know, like this one isn't two-sided. You see how it's opaque on this side, whereas this is much more bold and vibrant. But, you know, it also provides a little bit of tension with your ribbon. So I definitely recommend just twisting it. All right, so that's dovetailed now. Now we can fluff our bow out. We'll start by pulling our longer tails down. Separate those larger red loops. Separate those two green. Open up the button. Actually, we can trim. See again? We have a little extra. All you have to do is trim it off. How's that look?
I love that.
Isn't that pretty?
I love the contrast of them too.
And you can fluff it however much or however little you want. Keep in mind, the more you fluff, typically the better off your bow looks. And I am a huge believer in, you know, the quality of ribbon definitely helps, right? It definitely helps, but it does not mean you can't put your poor quality ribbon to use. We've all been there. We've all purchased bad ribbon. But my logic is if you don't know how to fluff, or if you don't spend the time fluffing, doesn't matter if you're using $50, $60 rolls of ribbon or Sam's Club ribbon, which is 50 yards for $7. So spend that extra few minutes fluffing and it'll really make a difference. But you see the depth that we created by having the loops kind of slowly but surely get smaller. Depth is a really important thing with, you know, designing and with bow making, because, you know, it creates a prettier illusion. So that is that bow. Let's switch gears and make our final bow of the night. We're going to use our mini Bowdabra. So this tool right here, you don't see me use it a whole lot, but this is the Bowdabra wand. This is used to compress your ribbons. What I typically do is I just take my fingers and, you know, squish the ribbon down. So this tool is included, but you don't have to use it.
We have our winner tonight. Do you want to announce the winner?
Yes, congratulations to Danita Jeter from Tennessee.
Congratulations.
Let's all congratulate her on winning a free roll of ribbon. So be sure to, what is that, a dandelion? That's a dandelion, you guys. Doesn't that look like straight out of, what's that movie? I want to say like Locust, but that's not it. With those giant like poof balls. What's that movie called? The Lorax. Yeah. Not the Locust. That's what it reminds me of. So we're going to place a wire in. And let's use this. So this ribbon is from Morex. This ribbon and the first ribbon we used, which was the pink polka dot, were from Morex.
Danita, make sure that you message Bowdabra with your information, and they'll let you know how they're going to get that free ribbon sent out to you.
Yes. And all you have to do is just send a Facebook message. Yep. We're going to place our ribbon, our tail, inside. And then let's do something different. We're going to place this loop, this tail in, create one loop, create two loops. That's two loops. Then we'll snip it off here. And we can take it in a little bit more, keep them a little bit more symmetrical. And then take your wires. So what I'm doing here, you guys, is see how we have a loop? Since I folded that wire in half, you know, this is what happens, right? When you fold anything in half, or a wire or a string, you'll have a little loop and then two cut ends. Doesn't matter which way it's facing. Let's turn this in the opposite direction to show you that it truly doesn't matter. Just take those two cut ends, put it through the loop, and pull it tight. Then what happens when you take it out? You're going to tie it by tightening it, flipping it over, and tying it from behind. So it's not tied off currently. We just created a slip knot, which can be undone. But in case you have to leave your table it'll stay in place, right? You're not going to lose it, so you don't have to tie it immediately, but you do have to tie it before you place it on anything else, or else, right? Now let's dovetail these tails real quick. We have a total of 4, so 4 tails, 2 loops. So when I create bows, you guys, I just do what I feel like in the moment. And, sometimes it's to my liking and sometimes it's not. But that's the fun of what we do. Have fun with bow making, experiment, try different things. You might love it, you might hate it, and you might really surprise yourself. And something like this, I think this would look cute on a present too. Right? You could place an actual not an actual butterfly, but a butterfly decoration in the middle. You could place a few ornaments in the middle, and it's just something a little bit different. Not every bow has to be traditional or funky or that other technique I show you that I still don't know the name of. So that is that. We created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bows. So let me know which of those bows we created tonight is your favorite. I'd say my favorite has got to be that yellow and black butterfly, not bumblebee, the one we used with the bumblebee. But this one, I think when ribbons match like that, it's perfect. Close second would be the wreath because I love simplicity. And like I said, this works for every home. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Dory. Thank you, Joe. And thank you, Sandy, for being with us tonight and having me as a guest. I appreciate it. And I'll see you all next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, in which Bowdabra will send out another free roll. So it could be you next week, right?
You never know.
So thank you, guys. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.